Okay. And then I move on to a tighter sketch. And when you see this tighter sketch, when it comes up, this will be the quality. This is about how in depth I go for a dummy. You know, if I'm going to send a dummy to my agent or to an editor, if it's a new, if I know I'm sending it to a new editor I've never sent to before, I might tighter than this. But, you know, with Mimi, I'd already worked with the editor, and, you know, on my Chickies books, I'd already worked with the editor. So this is about the level that I take my sketches to. And one of the things that's nice for me, being in a critique group with writers who don't illustrate their own books, is I get to see a ton of other illustrators' works in the sketch stage, and I get to see what other people turn in, and it's very, very varied across the board. There are some that it's like my finished artwork isn't that tight, you know.
Wow.
But there's some that are so loose that they're close to my blob sketches. So
they bring in,
and then I'm going to show you the finished.
They bring in their dummies, Janee, and you see the illustrations by other people in the dummies.
Well, yeah, they'll show. Yeah, they'll say, "Ooh, I got the sketches. I got the first batch of sketches. Do you want to see?" And it's like, "Of course we do."
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So, and then here's the finished piece for that one. If you're seeing it yet.
Well, yes, we're seeing it now.
Are you seeing the color?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then now I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to confess right up front to you that the next few slides I've taken from my presentation that I give to pre-kindergarten and kindergartners. But it still matters. It still counts. So don't be offended.
We won't be.
I'm just going to show you some. Okay, I'm just going to show you some different ways that illustrations can work. And the first one is they can just simply illustrate what the text says. So if the text says, Spot found a big ball, there's a picture of Spot, and there's a ball. Okay? So that's just simply illustrating what the text says. Okay. The other thing that they can just exaggerate the text. So if I say Spot found a big ball, you can see a picture of Spot, and you can see a ball that takes up half the page. You know, it can exaggerate. So if they say, you know, she was running fast, and you just see the zip across the page. You know, the illustrations can exaggerate what the text says. Also, tell more of the story than the text is actually telling. In fact, a lot of times you'll see illustrations that tell a kind of a little parallel story. Like the text might not say anything about the girl's cat. I noticed that in some of the Cinderella drawings that you people uploaded. That like there was a cat who wasn't actually in the text, and it's like, that's fantastic. The more you can add, gives it depth, the better. It gives it another layer. The other thing they can do, and some of you got the creative brief that did this, they can tell a different story. They can tell a story that belies what the text says. It can change it and even to the point of making it a very unreliable narrator, you know. So like this one, I don't know if you can see it yet, but Spot, and it says Spot found a big ball, but the ball is actually a little alligator egg. Are you up with that?
Yep.
Are you up with that?
We're seeing it. We sure are.